Good afternoon. Seems like we were just together. I'm pleased to welcome you to a regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Directors of the New York Renewable Energy Development Holdings Corporation, otherwise known as, at least around this table, as NYRED. I'd like to welcome fellow directors, trustees Gonzalez, Trainor, Cusick, Morris, Warren, Wheelock, as well as CEO Driscoll and CFO Adam Barsky. As always, other staff members have joined us today, and I said this meeting was duly noticed as required by open meetings law, and I'm pleased to officially and formally call it to order. We will, excuse me, we've all seen a copy of the agenda, and unless there's any thoughts or comments, I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Laurie, thank you very much. Dennis, second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. If we could, we will Nick up and poised and
ready to go.
Ready. So first up, go.
Good afternoon, NYRED trustees, colleagues, and members of the public. I'm here to present to you today the proposed 2026 budget and the 2026-2029 financial plan for the New York Renewable Energy Development Holdings Corporation. I would like to start today with a few key business highlights and achievements from this year. Although there was a lot of headwinds faced, we have a lot to be proud of and that we achieved throughout the year. First, we had our inaugural strategic plan approved in January, which approved 3.5 gigawatts of solar storage and wind projects that the organization could execute upon. Shortly thereafter, we purchased our first 20 megawatt solar project, the Somer Solar Project, which is contracted and expected to meet physical offsite construction start requirements and achieve its safe harbor, meaning it will maintain its expected 40% direct pay tax credit. We published a draft to our strategic plan, which is being presented today for approval, which increases the portfolio to 45 projects and 3 distributed generation storage portfolios, amounting to 5.5 gigawatts of capacity, expanding the projects that NYRED can pursue in the upcoming years. We evaluate our eligible project portfolio for the ability to safe harbor under new federal guidance and law, and to prioritize 10 to 12 renewable energy projects for acquisition and partnership. We are currently under 2 exclusivity agreements and actively negotiating term sheet for another project, totaling roughly half of the 650 megawatts of projects that we have prioritized. We have partners with OGS under the Public Power for Public Entity Initiative to provide at least 100 megawatts of renewable energy capacity to them via a power purchase agreement, and those conversations are advanced and moving well. Last but not least, key funding sources were allocated to the organization and approved this year. As part of the state's enacted budget, we are expecting to receive at least $200 million to drive our renewable energy portfolio, and we execute a $100 million loan facility between NYPA and NYRED, which provides liquidity and flexible capital to support the development of the projects and the operating needs of NYRED. The first project that will be drawn on this facility is a Somer Solar Project, expected to be for $25 million. As we look forward and into the future, our 4-year capital plan totals almost $1.2 billion, representing an increase of $500 million from last year's 4-year plan. The plan represents the projects that we have prioritized and are pursuing to acquire or partner with on the upcoming months, with the intention to safe harbor the projects and prevent any increased costs to our ratepayers due to expiring tax credits. The $1.2 billion represents over $1.5 billion in total investment, as we expect that at least one of these projects will be done in partnership with one of our partners. You'll also notice a significant amount of funding, $266 million, being dedicated to the REACH program, most of which are located in the downstate area of the state. I also want to note that many of our utility scale products are considering providing voluntary REACH contributions, which will greatly increase the available dollars for bill credits to LMI individuals in the state. On the next slide, we can see NYRED's projected net income, with NYRED expected to become profitable in the back end of the plan as more projects get placed in service. We expect to begin generating revenues in 2027 as our Somer Solar Project gets placed in service, as well as one small project that we are currently negotiating for acquisition. NYRED expects of its targeted priority projects that over 400 megawatts will be placed in service by 2029, with an additional 250 megawatts placed in service by 2030, which is currently outside our projections window. We expect any financial net income generated by the business will be needed for reinvestment in renewable projects going forward, as we try to facilitate the energy needs of the state of New York. On the next slide, we want to demonstrate that the source and use of the funds and show the capability of the organization to finance such a big portfolio. If we include the year-end expected cash balances for NYRED, there are roughly $1.5 billion in funds expected to be available for the organization to invest in renewable projects. Under the current plan, we expect to invest $1.2 billion in capital investment, and roughly $50 million will be spent, servicing debt associated with those projects, leaving around $300 million of surplus for the organization. This surplus of source is helpful for us to build cushion in the case financings or tax credits don't materialize as expected due to delays in development or construction. It also allows us to identify new projects to pursue as we continue to do our due diligence. If we have a project and we find it to be a good opportunity, we know the funds are available for us to strike. Lastly, we expect sustained levels of investment in projects outside of our financial plan as we evaluate storage, new technologies, and other alternatives that can best satisfy the needs of the state and a growing energy need. You go next slide. As I conclude, I would like to take a moment to thank the leadership of NYPA for guiding us and providing us the resources necessary to put together this plan, our co-development partners and third-party vendors who are supporting us on a day-to-day basis with independent engineering reports and owner's engineer support, as well as the renewables team who shows up day in and day out and face the headwinds this year and the adversity head on. There are people behind these slides, the ones that Chris presented before and the ones I'm presenting today, that make this happen. And it's because of them that we're here today and talking about a $1.2 billion capital plan. So I really want to thank the support of the renewables team. It's a privilege being part of it and leading it. And, I'm happy to show up each and every day and show up to work with those guys. So I appreciate them.
Can you just roll that back a couple of slides, Chris? So this is based on projects currently in the pipeline?
Correct. The $1.2 billion that we've identified in the capital plan, this net income profile represents those projects.
So how, in terms of generation revenue, how many projects are generating that revenue?
It's roughly 7. It's 650 megawatts or 400 megawatts by 2029, and we expect 650 megawatts placed in service by 2030. Okay. So it'd be roughly 4 or 5 projects represent those 450 megawatts or 400 megawatts. I'm sorry.
What's our confidence level in that?
We feel pretty confident in those projects. Those are the ones that we went through the prioritization effort. We really identified they had the ability to safe harbor, that they were really well progressed. Okay. Projected through their ORES permitting, either had the permit or projected to get it. Didn't have much federal permitting risk. So we feel pretty confident in those projects. And those 650 megawatts, we feel pretty confident those will materialize pretty well.
Okay. And then roll it ahead on Chris. So, well, you skipped one. So again, consistent here in terms of what you've rolled out here, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, this represents the products that we've put into the capital plan that we feel more confident in. Like I said, there's $300 million in surplus that if we identify projects and we have the ability to work on them, efficiently, quickly, we could get them into the plan and not have to worry about extra equity capital or additional loan proceeds, financing those projects.
Okay.
I just want to add that on the other slide where it shows net income, I want to make it clear that anything generated from these projects, if not going into REACH, is going to be reinvested into more new projects. It's not going to go up to NYPA to go to other things. It's all staying right here.
I did say that. It's a good point of emphasis, though.
We're working backwards through the agenda here, it appears. Would it be helpful for Chris to present your report that dovetails with this, or
Absolutely.
before we move on this, can you just quickly recap that for us, and then we can come back and move on this? All right.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure we've got a good handle on the projects in the pipeline.
Sure.
I think we got a little out of sequence here, but at least per my notes.
I'll paraphrase. We won't
Because we-
repeat the whole thing.
Well, we need to approve, the update, right, as well
Correct.
here?
Yes, yeah.
And you're gonna talk to us about the projects that are feeding this forecast, correct?
Correct.
I just want to make sure we connect the dots properly here. You want to talk to us while Chris
Sure.
finds a slide?
Yeah.
Uh,
So really the key things that I think we want to take away is, as Nick had mentioned, is the projects that we've identified within our priority list
yes,
that, and
refresh us and make sure we've got a handle on that.
so we've got, there's basically two tiers in that structure that we're focused on right now. Tier one projects that we are ensuring that will meet the tax credit deadlines associated with the permitting process, funding mechanisms, and where they are in the cluster study, as well as with an offtake agreement. And so those tier one projects right now, we've got roughly 400 megawatts that we are focused on securing and progressing to close. Of those, 350 megawatts are now under exclusivity agreements and moving on to the next stage, to where once we get MIPAs in place, we will be able to announce what those projects are and advance forward. So that 350 totaled with our Somer Solar project puts us at roughly 370 megawatts, right around that 400 megawatt number. The additional project, there is a tier two project that we actually are able to pull forward and meet the ITC deadlines that we're working through right now. That is the additional 240 megawatts. So that locks in right now 4 projects that we expect to advance forward against the sources and uses plan that we have seen. There are, as we've built in a bit of a gap there to ensure that if there are additional projects that come in, whether it be an advancement of one of our tier one or tier two projects, or if for some reason there's a fire sale type project that comes in that allows us a unique opportunity, that we've got some mechanisms in place to potentially pull those projects in and pull those projects forward as well to maximize what we can get on an ITC deadline. And that's the addition to that is what will be our storage projects past the 2026 timeframe that we're meeting against the ITC deadline of 2032 that will take us beyond this 4-year plan.
You just referenced 4 projects. Nick's telling us 7 projects. Reconcile 4s and the 7s, and what are we trying to know what we're looking at here?
I'm looking beyond a little bit past the 2029 plan, and because these projects will represent some of the projects in the CapEx numbers, but won't be in service or necessarily generate revenues till outside the plan. So my numbers, 7 is reflected in some of those smaller projects.
Yeah, the self-developed projects that
as well as,
are the smaller scale. Those additional 3 projects are really the Harvest, the Albany landfill project.
Okay, that you said you have a high degree of confidence in.
yes, the projects in the
Yes.
plan, in the current 4-year plan, we have high confidence in, correct?
Okay. So I'm trying to just clarify, I don't know if I'm the only one confused here, what it is we need to approve under the NYRED umbrella, specific to the updated plan that feeds and supports the updated financial forecast. So what are you asking? What do you need us to approve?
One is the adoption of the strategic plan, and 2 is the adoption of the
2026 budget and
the 20
2026
budget.
2029 financial plan.
And tell me again, the 4 projects that, I'm just trying to ensure there's clarity here.
Sure.
As a separate entity, want to make sure I've got a good handle on this.
Sure. So the ones we can talk about, Somer Solar is the
Yeah.
20 megawatt, and then there are 2 other projects that are under exclusivity agreements.
Okay,
And there is a 4th one that we are working through right now to be able to pull into an exclusivity agreement
okay,
and going through the due diligence process. The other three are self-developed projects that we've already announced, such as the Harvest Project and the City of Albany landfill project. And then one other additional one that we'll be trying to pull in as well.
Okay. You got it?
I did because I was using my fingers.
All right. 7 projects, financial forecast. For that, you need us to approve
The strategic plan, and then also is to approve the budget.
the strategic plan relative to those, the broad-based strategic plan. Brett, I mean, we've approved the plan under the NYPA umbrella. Trying to understand what it is we're approving under the NYRED
You're
umbrella.
approving it as the NYRED board, you're approving the same strategic plan for NYRED to execute on behalf of NYPA.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking for, okay? All right, so this is to approve the strategic plan for,
For the
As adapted by
NYRED.
NYPA for NYRED to execute this.
okay, so that's the motion we have before us. Everybody got it? All right, got a motion, Laurie second. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and then the financial forecast that supports that is what Nick prepared. And unless there's further questions of Nick, I'd ask for a motion to approve that plan and forecast.
So moved.
All right, Cecily, thank you. Dennis, second. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. All right, any opposed? Motion carried.
Perfect.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you
a
very
lot,
much.
Chris. Thanks,
easy, right,
Nick.
Yes, that was easy.
All right, continuing to work backwards, at least for my notes. We did have a couple separate committee meetings. One for governance back in October. B, would you care to give us an update there? And we've got a motion to accept a couple recommendations.
The Governance Committee of NYRED met on October 14th, 2025 for the first time and adopted 2 items which are now before the NYRED Board of Directors for adoption. Item number 1, adopt the guidelines for procurement contracts. Item number 2, adopt the expenditure authorization procedures for New York Renewable Energy Development Holdings Corporation. I ask for a motion to adopt these items. Thank you, Dennis.
Second, thank you, Louis. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. And Dennis, we had a separate audit committee meeting for NYRED as well.
Yes, we did. So the NYRED Audit Committee met earlier today for their first meeting. The committee received an internal audit update from Salmon Alley. In addition, KPMG presented their update. There were no items to be adopted at this meeting, therefore no vote is necessary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another
No,
fine
thank you.
report, another fine report.
Me too.
Unless there's any other matters to come before us. Oops, wait a minute. Consent agenda. We have a consent agenda that we all had the opportunity to review. So I'd ask for a motion to adopt the consent agenda. Laurie, thank you. Second. B, thank you very much. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Now, unless there's any other matters, confusing or otherwise, to come before us. This was another smooth, efficiently presented, delivered, and run meet. And I read me. We're going to get this right one of these times. I'd ask for a motion to adjourn. Thank you, Dennis. Second, Laurie. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion carries. And I will again reiterate, happy holidays and enjoy the best of times in the weeks ahead, and look forward to seeing everyone again in the new year. Thank you very much.